What's a secret you'll never tell your partner but are willing to tell strangers on Reddit? That she is far more similar to her mother and sisters than she would want to believe. Who wants to admit they ate 9 cans of ravioli? I mean, nobody wants to admit they ate 9 cans of ravioli, but I did. I'm ashamed of myself. The first can doesn't count, then you get to the second and third. Fourth and fifth I think I burnt with the blowtorch, and then I just kept eating. God takes care of the sparrows in the sky, He's gonna take care of the guy in the chair. I shit my pants 2 days ago. The one time when she and I first got together and she spent the night, I made it very clear I wanted her to leave in the morning. She was uncomfortable and brought it up later because of my behavior. They'll never tell her it's because since I only had one bathroom at the apartment and she was on the toilet that morning forever, it probably wasn't that long, just had time, and my ass runs on its own schedule. I had to shit in a small trash can on the back patio area I had. I had a high fence so no one could see, but there was a mess I needed to clean, both outside and on myself. But of course when she's out of the bathroom she has no idea and is asking about breakfast or whatever while I'm covered in poo. After she left I tossed my clothes in the trash can in the dumpster and took a long shower. And she also doesn't know that's the reason I've insisted any apartment we live in has 2 bathrooms. We've lived in 4 apartments together and everyone has had 2 bathrooms. Because I'm not doing that again. And she also doesn't know that's the reason I've insisted any apartment we live in has 2 bathrooms. We've lived in 4 apartments together and everyone has had 2 bathrooms. Because I'm not doing that again. The first place I lived with my wife had 1 bathroom. Never ever 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 again. It's our one hard rule when looking for someplace to live. My wife and I are the same way. We shared a bathroom shortly after college, and that will never be a thing ever again. Our bathroom styles are polar opposites. That I know the word she's looking for, but it's more fun to hear her rattle off increasingly ridiculous, sometimes made up words instead. Wholesome Reddit is always a nice surprise. My best friend is a badger and I feed him sweet corn every morning at 5:20 a.m. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Me and my badger friend Lucius appreciate all the support. This you need to tell your partner in order to avoid a Shakespearean level tragedy. I called pest control, honey, took care of it. I never paid for her engagement ring. I went to a custom jeweler to have her ring made. It's a beautiful piece, and she loves it dearly, and it certainly wasn't cheap, appraised and insured for around $10,000. The jeweler was dealing with a lot of family issues at the time, and was incredibly disorganized. I went to pick up the ring and brought my checkbook to pay for it, and when she handed me the ring I took it out and asked her who to make the check out to. She said, "Oh no, don't worry about it right now, just send me a check in the mail." I thought that was strange, but sure, okay. She then hurried off to help another customer and I left. But she never told me what the final price was. For the next 6 months, I texted and called the jeweler asking, "Hey, just tell me what amount to put and I'll mail you the check," and there was always a reason she couldn't tell me. "Oh sorry, I'm out right now, I'll find it and text you later." Her shop was a few hours away from where I live, so it wasn't feasible to stop by and handle it in person. I tried for 6 months, but after that I stopped calling texting and just figured I got the ring for free. I wouldn't tell my spouse, because I don't want her to think I took advantage of the situation or that somehow the ring isn't as meaningful because I didn't pay for it. I wouldn't stress. You probably just helped some criminal organization launder money. Yep, that ring sold in their books for $50,000. Used to go to this pizza place in Philly, beautiful wood-fired stone oven pizza. It always seemed to have fob Italians there, so to speak, and usually young guys. Anyway, they had the absolute best pies, and stuff like goat cheese and bacon. Gourmet quality ingredients and preparation. The weird part was that it was cash only, and the owner routinely gave me a free beer, despite me not being anywhere close to a regular. So you'd hit the ATM, and the meal would be $26 without tip, and I'd go to hand the guy a pair of 20s. He'd then ducking give me one back, like WTF dude. He also had a completely inordinate amount of security cams, like 6 cameras covering all entrances exits. Was it in South Philly? When he was away for work for 4 months, and I was working full-time and single parenting and depressed AF, one morning I hurried our kid, 3, out to the car before daycare with my hands full of stuff. I put everything in the car, put it in gear, and looked over my shoulder to back up. I backed up 2 feet and hit the brakes. I didn't put our kid in the car, I was looking at an empty car seat. My toddler was standing beside his door on the passenger side waiting for me, and now he was crying cause he thought I was ditching him. If I hadn't looked over my shoulder, I could have run over our kid. Blame sleep deprivation and all the other shit going on, but mom guilt still eats me alive when I think about those 2 feet, and my husband will never know because I don't ever want him to think I'm a bad mom, or know exactly how bad it was for me while he was away. TLDR, almost ran over my own kid. I'm really tired of everything. Edit. First, I would like to say thank you very much to everyone who interacted with this thread. I didn't expect so many comments. I am very happy with the concern of many of you, and I would like to ask all those who have told me not to talk to my girlfriend but only to my male friends, please try to be more open with your partners. Support and trust has to come from both sides. I have trouble opening up and expressing myself sometimes, but I work hard to improve this, and again I would like to thank those who gave advice on how to improve this. I hope that nobody here gives up fighting to be well, and especially that nobody stops fighting for a better future. Keep standing. With all my heart. Thank you very much. I apologize for the writing. English is not my native language. Same dude, but I encourage you to talk to them about it. We don't need to feel these things alone. I got our toddler out of bed one morning and went to do a sniff test of their butt to see if they had pooed overnight, and when I lifted my child up I stuck their head in the ceiling fan. Oh, and the time I forgot to put the car in park with them in it. I feel you on the ceiling fan. I was playing with my daughter tossing her in the air when she was about 7 months old because it makes her laugh. I'd say it was about the 3rd toss of going increasingly higher that I heard and then saw her head smash directly into our 10-foot ceiling. The look of utter shock and confusion that lasted for about 4 to 5 seconds on her face before she burst into tears now makes me laugh when I think back on it, but Christ, did it ever put the fear of God into me at the time. I was 90% sure I had just crushed my child's soft spot, compressed her neck. My wife said I ran up the steps with her holding her like I just found her on the road after a car accident, trying to tell her we had to go to emergency right now. Christ, if I had sirens and lights on the car they would have been on all the way, pedal to the metal. God bless the calm thinking of mothers. She took her, stopped her crying, told me to calm down as well, and calmly took us to urgent care for a quick checkup. We laugh about it now, but first-time parents just don't realize how bouncy and durable infants are. Even the nurse had a good chuckle when I told her what happened. Apparently it's pretty common, and she explained durability to me but was glad we stopped in just to be sure. I was worried she would be upset for wasting the urgent care staff time, but they were incredibly understanding and helpful. That first time through with a kid leads to a lot of ridiculous stories in hindsight. My dad did that to me, but he was so shocked that he forgot he still needed to catch me. I hit the fan and then fell to the floor. I guess I turned out fine, but my parents used to joke about it every time I did something that wasn't very smart. I laughed so hard. Thanks, stranger. I can't remember the last time I was genuinely happy more than just an in-the-moment feeling due to something happening. My default emotion is just depressed, tired. You shouldn't have to keep that kind of thing hidden. There obviously is a point of oversharing burdening, but your partner should know about your general feelings so they can better support you. I feel the same way, and I only managed to start seeking real help cause my partner knew and helped me to remember and set up appointments, etc. My nieces don't like the aquarium. I just constantly took them there because I thought my now girlfriend, who works there, was pretty and thought if she saw me constantly taking them it'd lead to us talking. Good call. Probably shouldn't tell your wife about your aquarium girlfriend. The girlfriend isn't an actual aquarium, she just works at one. What I actually paid for my woodworking tools, edit, obligatory rip inbox. As a few have pointed out, this absolutely applies to pretty much any hobby. And I'll put it here since so many are asking, but I don't actually keep track of how much I've spent over the years, but just the big expensive ones I remember I'm over $5,000 already. Then all the smaller tools, chisels, hand planes, and ultimately I should include the cost of running a 220V single-phase outlet for my joiner and more than I really want to admit to myself. But the joy and sense of accomplishment I get on the completed pieces are worth every penny spent. It really is my happy place. As a guitarist, my biggest fear is that after I die, my wife will sell my guitars for what I told her I paid for them. Edit, I feel like I should probably state, for the record, that this is a long-standing joke in the musician community. My wife actually bought me 2 of my guitars, she knows how much they're worth, lol. I'm in the market for underpriced guitars. Let me know if you kick the bucket anytime soon. You'll be the first person I tell when I die.